Tales. Famous tales of Portugal. In this video, we will dive into the heart of Portuguese folklore, uncovering stories that have been passed down through generations. Embark with me on this enchanting journey through Portugal's rich tapestry of myth and legend. And to help my channel's journey, kindly subscribe. Number 1. Sopa da Pedra. The tale of the Sopa da Pedra, stone soup from Almeirim in the Santarém district, is a beloved Portuguese folktale that emphasizes themes of ingenuity, sharing, and community. One day, a humble friar, or in some versions, a wandering monk, arrived at the village of Almeirim. He was tired and hungry from his long journey. Unfortunately, he had no money or food. So he approached a villager's house and knocked on the door. He was too proud to ask for food. Instead, he grabbed a stone from the pavement and said he could make a delicious soup with that stone. It's a stone soup. Curious to find out what that would be, the family let him in. In the kitchen, the friar dropped the stone in the pot's boiling water and began to stir. A few moments later, he said that perhaps it needed a bit of seasoning, so the lady of the house brought him some salt. Later, he added that perhaps a bit of chorizo sausage would be good to add. The lady agreed, and this way another ingredient was added to the soup. And then he kept adding ingredients such as potatoes and beans, meat, onions and garlic. You got the picture? Then, finally, the soup was done. The friar removed the stone and claimed he needed it for the next soup. Moral of the story? Importance of cooperation and sharing, even with a stranger. Number 2. Our Lady of Nazareth. The story centers around a small statue of the Virgin Mary, known as Our Lady of Nazareth. The tale of Our Lady of Nazareth, or Nossa Senhora de Nazaré, is deeply rooted in Portuguese tradition and legend. It involves a miraculous event that took place in the town of Nazaré on the coast of Portugal. The most famous part of the tale occurred in 1182, involving a nobleman named Dom Fuas Roupinho. One foggy morning, Dom Fuas was hunting near the coast when he spotted a deer. In the chase, the deer led him to the edge of a high cliff. Just as he and his horse were about to fall into the sea, he invoked the Virgin Mary for help. Miraculously, the horse stopped abruptly, saving them from certain death. In gratitude for his miraculous escape, Dom Fuas ordered the construction of a small chapel on the spot, which is now called the Ermida da Memória, Chapel of Memory. The legend emphasizes themes of divine intervention and protection, which resonate deeply with the local population and visitors. Number 3. The Miracle of the Roses. The Miracle of the Roses, or O Milagre das Rosas in Portuguese, centers around Elizabeth of Aragon, Isabel de Aragão, who was born in 1271 in Aragon, Spain. She became queen after marrying King Dom Dinis from Portugal. Elizabeth was known for her piety, charity, and dedication to helping the poor. She often went out into the streets to distribute bread and other provisions. However, her husband did not approve of her giving away so much from the royal treasury and frequently advised her to control her generosity. One winter day, while Elizabeth was secretly carrying bread hidden in her cloak, the king confronted her. He suspected her charitable activities and demanded to know what she was hiding. As the king demanded that she reveals what she was carrying, Elizabeth said, "It's roses, my lord. São rosas, meu senhor." The king was convinced it was bread for the poor once again, and replied, "Roses? In January? How dare you to lie to me?" She opened her cloak, and to everyone's astonishment, the bread she had hidden had miraculously transformed into beautiful roses. This transformation not only avoided the king's reprimand, but also showcased Elizabeth's saintly nature and divine goodwill. It is said that the miracle happened in Santa Clara, Coimbra, but there are other versions. Number 4. Rooster of Barcelos. The tale of the Rooster of Barcelos, Galo de Barcelos in Portuguese, is one of the most famous and enduring Portuguese legends. The story is set in Barcelos, Braga district, northern Portugal. Barcelos was known for its vibrant community and bustling market. According to the legend, a Spanish pilgrim was traveling through Portugal on his way to Santiago de Compostela. He stopped in Barcelos to rest. During his stay, a crime happened, a significant theft that alarmed the residents. The pilgrim, being a stranger in town, was quickly accused of the crime. Despite his plea of innocence, the authorities arrested him and sentenced him to hang. The trial was swift, evidence was limited, but the fear and suspicion towards outsiders led to his conviction. As a last request before his execution, the pilgrim asked to be brought before the judge who had sentenced him. The judge, who was hosting a banquet, granted the pilgrim's request. Standing before the judge, the pilgrim pointed to a roasted rooster on the banquet table and declared, "It is as certain that I'm innocent as it is certain that this rooster will crow if I'm hanged." Intrigued, and perhaps out of sense of caution, the judge decided to spare the pilgrim's life for the time being. He ordered the pilgrim to be held in detention instead of being executed immediately. Incredibly, as the pilgrim was about to be hanged, the roasted rooster on the judge's table stood up and crowed. This miraculous event stunned the judge and everyone present. Realizing the grave mistake, the judge rushed to stop the execution. The pilgrim was released and allowed to continue his journey to Santiago de Compostela. In gratitude, he returned to Barcelos and sculpted a cross, known as the Cruzeiro do Senhor do Bom Jesus da Cruz, which can still be seen in the city today. The Galo de Barcelos has become a symbol of justice and faith in Portugal. It represents the belief that truth and innocence will ultimately prevail. The rooster itself has been adopted as a national symbol and colourful ceramic roosters are commonly found throughout Portugal as a reminder of this story. Number 5. The Lagoon of the Seven Cities. The Lagoon of the Seven Cities, Lagoa das Sete Cidades, is located in São Miguel, Azores. Even though it's just one lagoon, people give different names to the two different zones, the Blue Lagoon and the Green Lagoon. According to the legend, a young green-eyed princess and a blue-eyed shepherd fell deeply in love. As you can imagine, the prince's father, the king, did not approve their union. It's always the same, isn't it? Heartbroken, the lovers met one last time and cried bitterly. Their tears formed two lakes. The green-eyed prince's tears created the green lake, Lagoa Verde, and the blue-eyed shepherd's tears formed the blue lake, Lagoa Azul. I hope these tales of miracles, creativity, and heroism have inspired and enchanted you as much as they have countless generations. Até à próxima! Thank you for watching. Until next video, bye! Ciao!